Welcome back, guys. Today we are going to see how to install WebdriverIO. So not only we are going to install WebdriverIO, but also we will be seeing like how to create our first test using WebdriverIO and then run it in our computer. Okay. So without any delay, let's get this started. So this tutorial is present in our website. Okay, the URL is https chercher.tech/webdriverio/install-webdriverio. So if you have any doubts or if you want to read the commands or if you want to take the commands or take the code, then you can visit this web page and you can have the code from here. Okay, so let's see like what are the things are present in WebdriverIO. So I'm going to explain this particular image. Let me pull it into a new tab so that it will be in a bigger size. Okay, so I hope you guys are able to see the total application. So here you can see we have one part. Okay, this is the first part and this is the middle part and this is the end part. Okay, so in the first part what we have is like we have a Nodejs. Basically Nodejs is nothing but a runtime environment for our JavaScript applications. Okay, so whether we are running with WebdriverIO or Protractor or Nightwatch, so whatever the JS applications or JS frameworks we use, those are built using Node.js and JavaScript. So this Node.js runs in a single threaded manner, but in a different asynchronous process. Okay, so based on this particular Node.js, there are so many libraries like Protractor, WebdriverIO, Mocha, Jasmine, Chai, and so many others. So here we are going to focus on WebdriverIO and Mocha. So once we install Node.js, then we need to install our WebdriverIO and Mocha from npm.js repository. npm.js repository is nothing but it's a repository for all the JS tools or packages. Okay, so if you are from a Java background, then you might have heard about Maven repository. Maven repository holds all the jar files. Similar to that one, in JavaScript, all the JavaScript packages are stored in npm.js, okay, or you can call it as npm repository. So once we install these particular packages like WebdriverIO and Mocha, then based on those packages, we will be writing our test scripts. Okay, so for running a test scripts, we need WebdriverIO and Node.js. But for running test script, these are fine. But for writing the test scripts, you need a editor, something like Notepad or Notepad++ or VS Code or WebStorm or Sublime Text Autumn, something like that. Okay, for this purpose, I will be using VS Code, which is a freeware. Okay, so you can find all the links also in our tutorial part in this URL. It will be present in description as well or in the first comment. Okay, so once we create all our test cases using WebdriverIO based on Node.js, then we will be contacting a Selenium standalone server. Okay, so how this contact will happen is it will go through a JSON Wire Protocol. It's kind of a protocol. Okay, even I don't know much about it, so I'm going to skip the JSON Wire Protocol. So I'm being frank here. Okay, so then there is a part called Selenium Standalone server. Basically, this Selenium Standalone server is nothing but this is the actual Selenium. Okay, so whether you are using a Java or a JavaScript or a Python or any other language like a Kotlin, so whatever you use with Selenium, the base will be Selenium server, standalone server, or also called a Selenium server. So based on this particular jar file only, every single thing is built. Okay, so based on this jar file, they have built this WebdriverIO and Mocha. Okay, similarly Selenium and similarly Protractor or Nightwatch. Okay, even Python bindings also needs Selenium standalone server. Whether we use it explicitly or not, that is a different part, because whatever you write here in the WebdriverIO or in a Protractor, it will be indirectly invokes this Selenium standalone server and then interacts with the browsers. So this Selenium server interacts with the Firefox, Chrome, IE, and Safari, such kind of browsers. Okay, now so these browsers will open our application. Here the application is nothing but our web pages, basically using some URLs, something like www.chercher.tech or ftp.chercher.tech. So whatever there could be like a different protocols, but basically we are looking for some application. It could be a Facebook or something like based on your utilities. Okay, so this is the basic skeleton of WebdriverIO. So as I said, we need to install Node.js. Okay, so you can install Node.js from, just give me a moment. Sorry, Node.js, or from here itself we can, download this. Current versions are the latest versions. Basically, most of the time try to use the recommended version, because the current version always will have latest features, but also it will have more bugs. Okay, so use the recommended versions. Or if you don't want to use these two versions, but if you want to download a different versions, then there is a URL for that as well, which is nodejs.org/dist. Okay, so here you can find all the versions of Node.js. If you want to download a particular version, for example, if I want to download 5.0.0, then I'll click this link, and then I'll get the options, list of options, like which I want to download. I'm using a Windows system, so I can download either a 64-bit or 32-bit. Even though it says 86, it is basically for 32-bit. Okay, so I'm using a 64-bit, and I have already downloaded and installed it, so it doesn't take much time. Okay, it is normal like any exe file execution installation. Double click and then proceed next steps. Okay, so that is simple. The next one will be, you have to install a IDE. Okay, so here I'm using VS Code IDE, because I'm already a bit familiar with Protractor, so I'm a bit familiar with VS Code IDE itself. So that's why I'm not using Eclipse. So you can use Eclipse or any other editor, or even you can use just a normal Notepad as well, if you can get the syntaxes right. Okay, so this VS Code is for free. VS Code is a freeware, so you can use it. It is kind of a sister version of Visual Studio, but it will give most of the features, but not all the features of Visual Studio. So VS Code, the full form of VS Code is like Visual Studio Code. Okay, now you can download VS Code from like VS Code download. Even I'm not sure about the URLs, just no. So this is the URL, code.visualstudio.com/download. Okay, based on your operating system, you can download for Windows or Mac or Debian or RPM. I don't know what RPM is, but you can download based on your systems, and you can download the 64-bit or 32 bits. Okay, so download and proceed. Here also you will be pressing next. There will be much, and there will not be much changes. Okay, so once you install, you will see this, you can see the screen something like this one, or okay, so you will see something like this one, or something like a different one, like with the welcome notes. So now you have to create some folder basically in your system. Okay, so I'm in some folder. Now I'm going to create one more folder called framework. So this framework folder is going to contain my total project. Okay, now I have created the folder here. Now I have to open this project in VS Code. It is so simple. It's in a D drive and a sample WebdriverIO, and then framework. File, open folder. Okay, here it is something like sample WebdriverIO. Inside that one, framework. You can double click, or you can from outside itself. Once you get this, once you click it, you will get the framework here. There itself you can select the folder, or you can go inside and then select the folder. Okay, it will take a moment to refresh the folder. Just give it a moment. Now we are back. Okay, so I have closed the welcome note. So now we have our VS Studio, VS Code is ready. Now we have Node.js and Visual Studio. Now we have to focus on the remaining folders or remaining packages. Okay, so the remaining packages are something like, as I explained earlier, like here you can see like Node.js is over, WebdriverIO, Mocha, and Selenium Standalone server. These are the things we need to install. So let's go one by one. Okay, so you can press a controlled a tilde sign, okay, to open the terminal, or you can use terminal, new terminal, and this could be a different one based on your version of the Visual Studio Code. Okay, so always remember control tilde sign. So we have opened the terminal. Now we have to install few of the packages. Okay, so something like a WebdriverIO. So all these packages are present in a repository. Okay, npm js. Okay, so this is the website where you can find all the things. Something like here you can say. So anyway, we are installing WebdriverIO, right? So let's type it and see. So the results you will get, and click on the first one. Okay. So this is our WebdriverIO package page. So here you can find the command. Okay, npm I WebdriverIO, or you can write npm install WebdriverIO. Okay, so I'm going to write the same thing here. You can copy it or you can type it newly. Npm install and I both means same. Okay, npm install WebDriver, and with @sign you can differentiate, you can provide the version numbers. So I'm going to download the latest version, so I'll be giving latest. Okay, then hit enter. So I hope you guys have seen this folder. This one doesn't have anything. Once the npm installation done, you will see like node_models folder here. Okay, inside that only all the npm packages will be installed. Let's see. So it's still installing. Once it's done, you can see the folder there. So next package what we will be installing is like Mocha. So the WebDriver IO is basically built on WebDriver. Okay, it's a wrapper for JavaScript. So this will connect with the browser and it will execute all the commands. Okay, second one, we have to install unit testing framework. So we can install Jasmine or Mocha, but most of the time Mocha comes with WebDriver.js. Basically, comes in the sense like most of the people will use Mocha with WebDriver.js, so WebDriver IO. So we can install it here or we can leave it for later. While configuring the conf file, it will install automatically. For a moment's sake, I'm installing it here itself. npm install OCHA Mocha. I hope you guys can see it here. Let me pull it up and let me open the folder. Now you can see the node models. To confirm it, you can go and select WebDriver IO folder. Okay, it's not there, but it's okay. Inside the bin folder also you can see it. Right. So I have made a mistake here. If you guys have seen, like it is, I have typed as WebDriver. Okay, so it's not a big deal. Now I'm going to edit it again. It is like WebDriver IO. Okay, and then at latest. So that's why we are not able to see it here. WebDriver IO or in here as well. Now you can see WebDriver IO got installed. Okay, here also you can see it, and in the node models folder also you can see WebDriver and WebDriver IO. Okay, so now we have installed WebDriver IO and Mocha. Let me clear the screen. The command is cls for clearing the screen. Okay. Now, next we have to install a Selenium Standalone. Okay, so this is the third part, the intermediate layer. This one, which will contact with our browsers, Chrome and IE, and other browsers as well. npm install Selenium Standalone. Standalone. I hope the spelling is right. Let's see. So once we install Selenium package, Selenium standalone package, then again we need to install other ones. Like now we have installed the Selenium standalone, but we have to install other packages like driver servers and Selenium server jars. Okay, we have to bring it from the repository to here. Okay, so I'll tell you that command. So let's go here and see whether that Selenium standalone came. So here you can see Selenium standalone, so which means like it got installed. So now we have to go to one more folder and then we have to install it. So here you can see a .bin folder. Go into it, and again here you can see like Selenium standalone. Okay, so from this file we have to install our remaining packages. Okay, the Selenium standalone related packages. So I'll press tab, or I can use dot and then node models. Okay, so directly I'll use node models. That would be better. Let me see. Node models, yeah, we got. And then we have .bin, if you remember that path, and then Selenium. Okay, after entering a bit of text, you can press tab so that it will give the auto suggestions. Okay, Selenium standalone. Now after giving a space, again you have to type a command called install, so that all the packages which are related with Selenium will be installed in your system. You guys can see the IE drivers and edge drivers are getting installed. Excuse me. It will take a moment based on your internet speed. Now it is finished. Okay, so this will fetch all the driver, Gecko driver, Microsoft Edge driver, IE driver, and Chrome driver. Okay, these are required for connecting Selenium with the browsers. Okay, let me clear the screen again. So now again, we need to install Selenium WebdriverIO. So previously we have installed WebdriverIO, right? So here we are going to install WDIO. Okay, so WDIO is used for running your the WebDriver IO conf file from the command line. Okay, so we will be installing two packages for that one. One is npm install WDIO. So please do be careful, like you have to install npm install WDIO, because with the latest versions I was not able to run it in the morning. So please install this one for running it. So let me clear the screen again. Now I'm going to install one more package called npm install WDIO /CLI. So this is for running our code from our command lines. Okay, CLI mostly means like command line. Okay, now hit enter. So it will take a moment to install. Sometimes what happens is like it may not install. So in such cases, you have to open your command prompt. I'm talking about the negative case. Seems like system is hanged. Yeah, right. So you can open command line with the administrator access, run as administrator, and then navigate to this folder in the CMD and then install this particular package. Most of the time it will allow you to install, but if it is not allowing, then you have to go with the administrator mode. Okay, so once we complete these two installation, like a WDIO and WDIO/CLI, we have to see one particular file present inside the .bin folder. Okay, which is called WDIO. Okay, once it's complete, we will see that one as well. Okay, now it got installed. Now let's go same here only. In the bin folder, we should see like WDIO. See, I can see WDIO, two files. Okay, so these two files are important. If these two files are not present in your bin folder, then you have to follow the process from the beginning again. Okay, because we want to create a conf file using this WDIO, and using this one only we will be running our code as well. Okay, now let me clear the screen here. So now we have to create a conf file. See, if you can see here, there is no file for configurations. So basically this configuration file is nothing but it will have all the details like the timeouts and what browser to invoke and what frameworks are we are using with our WebdriverIO, that kind of details. Okay, so we will explore these in future tutorials, but as of now, let's focus on just creating the first test case using WebdriverIO. Okay, so for that, we have to create a conf file. So again, we will be writing node modules, like node modules slash dot bin slash wdio space. Then you have to set config. So if I hit enter, it will start asking a couple of questions. So we have to provide the right answers so that we can, create a conf file. So based on your inputs, based on your inputs, automatically the conf file will be created. Okay, hit enter. For reading purpose sake, I'll increase the font size little. Okay. So where do you want our test to be launched? So anyway, I'm going to run it in a local. So I'll be using a local. So shall I install the runner plugin for you? Give a yes, which is Y for S. And where is your automation backend is located? It's our local machine only. So hit enter. And which framework we want to use? If you are using Jasmine, press down key and select Jasmine. And if you are using Mocha, you can press the up and down keys and then you can select it. So I'm going to use Mocha. So select Mocha and hit enter. Now shall I install the framework adapter for you? Yes, we want that Mocha as well. So do you want to run WebDriver command synchronous or asynchronous process? As of a moment, I want to run the WebDriver IO commands in a synchronous mode only, because not because of something, because if you are using async, most of the time we will be going for a protractor. Okay, so let's select sync, and where our test specs are located. So basically it's asking like if the conf file is present here, then where our tests will be present. So it will be always like in a test folder. So here they have given right test specs or something like that, but most of the time we will have like specs folder. So here I can create like specs. Okay, now I can give something like dot slash specs slash, all the files are going to have a .js format or .js extension, but we want to ignore the file names. So whatever the file names are present inside the specs folder, which all the things will be considered as a specs file only. Okay, spec files. Let's hit enter. Now which reporter we want to install? As of a moment, I don't have much of a thing, so I'll go with a dot reporter. So it asking for source labs or testing board or Selenium Standalone. Let's go with nothing. So if you hit enter in the above step, it will take nothing. Here you can select like which logging trace you want to, logging verbosity, like logging level you want to include. So let's select the trace, and what is the base URL of our machine, or if you want to invoke with a different base URLs, you can provide it, or if you want to use your local machine means local machine URL means you can use, or you can hit enter. Okay, so now it will take a moment for installing this local runner and Mocha framework and sync commands. So give it a moment, because it will be based on your internet speed only. So here the file will be created like wdio.conf.js file. Okay, so apart from this one, I have in this page itself, I have given a bit of errors, like whatever I have faced here. Okay, so you can go through once on them if you want to. Okay, if you are facing such kind of issues, it will be useful for you as well. Okay, so the total tutorial is present here. Okay, with the chercher.x/WebdriverIO/install-WebdriverIO. So let's see what's happened. Now it got created. See, it says like conf file was created successfully. Okay, to run this one, we have to use wdio.conf.js. You can see wdio.conf file here. So basically this will contain, let me close this terminal. So this file will contain all the configurations for running our tests. Okay, see here it says like where the spec files are present and how we want to run it, and then capabilities, max instances, and the browser name. Here you can change it to Chrome or Firefox. I'm fine with the Firefox as of now. Okay, then trace, and then localhost where we want to, and the default timeouts. Okay, these are all the things we will be discussing in a future lessons. As of now, let's try to run it. Okay, so here they have given this one itself. Let's try to run this one, but mostly we will get a failure. Okay, 1 2 3, hit enter. It says like WDIO is not recognized as the name of the CMlet something something. Okay, because we have not installed the WDIO globally. So whenever we install something globally, we will be suffixing that with -g, space -g, which means like we will be installing globally. But as of a moment, we have installed it in this node models, which is a local for this folder. Okay, so for that purpose, we will be accessing that particular WDIO from the bin folder, and then we will be providing this WDIO config. Okay, now node models dot bin, then WDIO, then space. Now you have to write WDIO dot conf dot js. Okay, now if I hit enter, it should start a Firefox browser. Okay, here I have given for a moment's sake, we can run it, but the one issue is we have not created the test file yet, right? So in this file itself, I have given one test. So I'm going to copy the same test. It is a simple test. I'll explain what it is. Okay, inside the spec files, I need to create a thing called test underscore spec.js. Okay, so I have copy pasted the same thing. So here what I'm trying to do is like I'm trying to open the URL, this particular URL, and then get the title and then print it. Okay, so these are the things we are doing, and ignore about the eat block and describe block. We will be discussing it in future. So if I hit enter, it should run this test spec.js file. Okay, let me hit enter. It should open this page. So for moment sake, I'm closing it. I have closed my Firefox because it will create a confusion like when it's opening a Firefox with this WDIO config. It says it's failed because we are receiving a error, error connection refused, because we have to start our Selenium standalone server. Okay, so I'm going to create one more new terminal here. You can press the plus sign here. Now again go to node models, and then as you know, it's a bin. Again, as you know, it will be like Selenium standalone server, then press start. Okay, so this will be opened in a particular URL. I'll showcase it that one as well. So if that URL is not present, then we will not be able to run it. So Selenium server is up and it is running in port 4444. Okay, so in a PowerShell 2, here we have got the connection issue, right? So this is the URL it would have opened. Okay, if we have already started with this Selenium standalone server char. So here you can see a console for the Selenium standalone. So click it. So here if you can see this particular file, then your Selenium standalone server is started, okay, successfully. Now we can try to run our test cases. Okay, so let me clear it and hit enter. So it says like there is one total test. It's giving the timer. Bit of fancy thing here. Okay, now here you can see a browser got opened here, and it's trying to open Chercher.tech, and it closed it. It was a bit quick, isn't it? So it took 18 seconds now, and one test is passed because we did not have any verification. So obviously it will pass. So I hope you guys are able to understand this one, like it opened and it closed. For a moment's sake, I'll add a bit of a sleep here. Like you can ask this particular browser to sleep for a moment. So you can use command called pass of something like 10 seconds. Would it not 10 seconds? Let's consider like 7 seconds. Okay, now clear it and run the code again. So it should pass for 7 seconds. So the pause will happen after printing this title. Okay, now it's opening here, if you can see. So it opened the page and it's waiting for 7 seconds now. Okay, now it's almost going to complete. So now the test is passed, and here you can see the result. Okay, the Chercher Tech hyphen learning is fun, but let's see where the total thing is present to this command, right? So here you can see title is Chercher Tech pipe learning is fun. Obviously learning should be fun. If it is not fun, then there is no fun in it. Okay, so now we are able to run it. So now instead of running on the Firefox, let's change it to Chrome. Here the browser name, we are going to change it to Chrome. Okay, now it should open in a Chrome and it should open the browser. Okay, let me clear the screen and run the command. So if you are not able to install it in one shot, don't worry about it. Now browser is opened here, because why I'm telling is like the first shot itself you might be able to install everything fine, otherwise you may not, because it took almost like a 1 day for me. Okay, so now we can see all the results and the title is present here. Here you can see title is Chercher Tech and then learning is fun, because it took almost like, as I was telling, like it took a 1 day for me to go through all the process, and I've been reading this Gitter. But you need to have a patience and you should give a try again, try. Okay, because you may not be able to successfully set it up on the first time itself. It may take a couple of times, and whenever you are installing that WDIO, and at WDIO it may give you a problem like you don't have admin access, you can't it was not able to create some files or something like that. You will get those issues. Don't worry about them. You can keep on trying, it will install. If it is not installing, you have to run it in the admin mode and then try. Okay, so as I was explaining earlier, if you have any doubt, okay, you can go to this particular page, WebdriverIO. So this is our web page where we have given all the step-by-step details, and you can follow the same. And if you have any doubts, at the end of this page we have a comment section, you can leave the comment. Okay, I hope you guys are able to understand. Even I was feeling like I was a bit fast at this installation, but if you have any doubt, pause the video and then continue. Okay, by the way, I missed to tell you that it's an open source. The WebdriverIO is an open source, so don't worry about the pricing. Thank you guys. We'll see you in a next video.